Metroid Prime. Hey guys, welcome to Press Start to Start's first official Let's Podcast.
Nice.
Where
we videocast, if you will.
We videocast whilst we talk about the usual things we do. Thought I would give you something interesting, those of you who are at YouTube and not on your phone or whatever. Chance to look at our gorgeous faces in a tiny little picture down in the screen while watching us play a video game. Because who doesn't like video games?
Yeah. We don't.
Hate them. But you know, you gotta do what you gotta do.
It's true.
So today we thought we'd grace you with one of my most favorite games.
Oh, yeah. It's one of the, if not the best, GameCube game
of all time.
Yeah.
Like, seriously. Competing with Wind Waker up there.
It's pretty awesome.
And Tales of Symphonia. This is Metroid Prime. Yes. Needs to be said. Actually part of the Metroid Prime trilogy, re-released for Wii, which has Metroid Prime 2 Echoes, and Metroid Prime 3.
I'm pretty excited because I haven't played this.
It comes in a sweet metal box.
It's beautiful.
Like, it's awesome.
Look at it. Just look at it.
And it has motion controls, slightly updated graphics, and some other cool features. So we'll be playing that while we talk, and if you're not watching the video, you'll just hear us react to stupid things.
If you're not watching, please do check it out. We'll have it up on our YouTube page and on our website.
Press start, #2 start, YouTube user.
But we'll keep it, keep it light.
Yeah,
like usual.
Yeah.
You'll
be
still get
off.
a lot. You'll still get a lot out of it if you're not watching.
It is a one-player game, so we'll just be tossing this Wiimote around.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not giving it
Hot
up.
potato. So, all right. So, JD, are you ready to play and talk at the same time?
I'm so ready.
All right, cool. So today, as always, we're going to start off with our super special, awesome feature known as
What You Playing?
Every time.
Every time.
Well, let's start off, first of all, talking about the game that we're playing right now. Just a little bit more. It's called Metroid Prime.
It is.
So,
fancy that.
JD, how much of a Metroid fan were you before Metroid Prime? Had you played other games?
Before Metroid Prime, see, I'm trying to remember the exact sequence of events.
Yeah.
Because Fusion and Prime came out at the same time.
Oh yeah, right.
So I don't remember which I played first. They were, right around the same. So I'm not really positive which it was, but it was around the same time. But I mean, essentially, Prime and Fusion were my first. So,
yeah.
My first experience playing the Metroid series, and it was pretty awesome. I mean, the Prime series is freaking amazing.
It's just so cool. It dumps you into this, you have no idea what's going on. For me, first one I played was borrowing Metroid 2 for the GBA from my friend and having no idea what was going on and quitting in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I want a new game. And so I bought this for GameCube. And it's just crazy. It just dumps you. It's like, oh, hey, here's your hero, Samus.
Yeah.
Go explore this beautiful looking place. It's hanging out in the middle of space. And it's such a beautiful game. There's so much detail. When you're looking at, are you putting sensitivity up?
Yeah.
You should put sensitivity to advanced.
Where is it?
Back up. Right, up a little more. There, put it to advanced. Over.
Oh, there we go. Okay, I was just confused by the setup here. There we go.
So beautiful. if you aim up too high, her hand comes up to support it sometimes. Sometimes.
Yeah.
It seems natural the way she does it. If you get frost on it, sometimes you can get reflections of Samus's eyes and stuff.
And
things
the moisture.
That were mind-blowing.
The moisture, the raindrops, I'm sure we'll see by the,
It's so cool, and the exploration's so amazing. Apparently, some old school Metroid fans complained that it kind of tells you where to go a little too readily.
You see, I didn't in the first game, not so much. In the second game, I would say that more so.
The third is definitely guilty of it.
And definitely the third one. The third one kind of was.
But it's still a good game.
It's an awesome game.
We're obviously not going to get to the second and third ones today. We got an hour.
What?
Use your charge beam. Look at it.
Wow.
Gosh, such a cool game, though.
Yeah.
If you have a GameCube or a Wii, you should. Well, if you have a Wii, good luck finding the trilogy.
Yeah, I really want to find it sometime.
This kid didn't pre-order it like certain other people did.
Well, because I had it, I had all of them, to begin with. So I was like, well, I don't really need them, and I can always just get them later, right? Right? So and they canceled it. They stopped, sending them out.
How much does it sell for new? Like $200 new or something?
I have
ridiculous?
no idea. I haven't checked lately.
Used is like $60.
It's expensive.
Quality.
But yeah, I'm hoping to find it used somewhere at least. If I could find it new for pretty cheap, then that'd be awesome. Jeez. But I doubt it. We'll see.
So, just keep watching if you can. If you've never experienced Metroid, hopefully we can give you a glimpse of it while we prattle on.
What else have we been playing? What have you been playing?
I've been playing with you, JD. Mostly.
Have you?
We both got into the beta for this new game called Firefall. I had never heard of it. JD acted surprised that I had never heard of it. It's a third-person shooter MMO, pretty much.
Yeah.
It says it all.
And it's pretty fun. It's a lot of fun.
Oh! Damage!
But yeah, it's
it is a lot of fun.
It's beautiful. Like
it's
the open,
very pretty game.
The open worldness.
Cel-shaded.
So much to explore.
Well, yeah. And like I said to you when we first started playing it, it's cool how much vertical there is. A lot of MMOs, a lot of big multiplayer games don't have vertical spaces like it does, and it's mostly because every character has like this jetpack thing that lets them explore a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I also really like how all of the classes are so they're not fluid exactly, but your character isn't stuck to one class. If you want to, you can switch classes. You can
switch around.
And then your XP just, you funnel it to skills in that class. Well, not really skills, it's more like unlocks for your suit. It's really weird. It's an interesting thing. We got into the beta because we know a guy who knows a guy.
Oh, yeah. We know.
But no NDAs on that. Non-disclosure agreements. I do have that on my planet side thing, but I can reassure you, I'm playing it, and it does exist. So
indeed,
there's that. So I've been playing that. You beat Portal 2.
I did beat Portal 2. Pretty quickly. It's like 8 hours, I think.
That's about normal.
Not a very long game, but a very fun game.
Yeah.
Which is what matters. And I thought it was better than the first game. I loved the story, and just like
the story is really its strength.
Yeah.
The puzzles.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, it didn't focus as much on
Portal 1 was more about puzzles with a great story, whereas Portal 2 is more of a story with great puzzles.
Yeah. And so, I really loved Wheatley. Wheatley's hilarious. I liked that they gave GLaDOS kind of more of a character.
And backstory.
Yeah, and backstory, just like a character arc, if you will. And
Cave Johnson.
Yeah, and of course.
Am I right?
Cave Johnson is awesome.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I guess I didn't feel like, there weren't too many puzzles that I really felt like I was really struggling with.
Yeah.
There was a couple that, it took me a little while to get, but it wasn't like, I don't know. I guess there just wasn't that sense of, wow, that's, amazing, this, because I guess it's just because I've done it before in the first game. Like,
in the end of Portal 1, there were a couple puzzles where you go, oh, now that I kind of accidentally solved that was a sweet puzzle.
Yeah, now that it's like, oh, I figured out that I need to put this portal here, and then fly out of the side here, and then fall, and then make a portal as I'm falling, and that sense of discovery, I guess just didn't feel as much like it was there, but I guess the fact that the story was there just kind of I didn't really care.
You don't notice, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't really notice, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. So, yeah.
Cool.
And I've started playing Bastion a little bit.
Just like most people.
And,
yeah, what do you think of Bastion? You haven't played it that much, right?
Not that much, a little bit. It's fun, though.
Classic adventure game.
Pretty standard,
layout, pretty much.
Beat 'em up type game. Yeah. I'll tell you more as I get further.
With great narration.
Yeah, the narration is, I think, what really sets it apart from everything else. But yeah, the narration is pretty awesome, and just that it narrates everything that you're doing, I think, is what is pretty hilarious.
I love the first time you fall off the edge, and narrator's like, and we never saw him again. Just kidding.
Just kidding.
And you pop back up.
Yeah.
So good.
It's pretty awesome.
I also beat New Super Mario Brothers 2.
Oh, yeah.
3DS. And it was fun. Pretty much like I said last week. No, come on. Go to the left there. Yeah, come on. Go in there. You know you want to. You know you want to save.
Just saving.
Classic stuff. I then went on to just scoring everywhere for star coins and secret exits, and so satisfying. I finally got enough star coins to get the secret area open, the Star World or whatever they call it.
Yeah.
And those levels, as usual, are the most ridiculous ones. They even introduce new concepts in those sometimes. You okay?
Wait to get out. Boss battle.
Yeah, it's fun.
So how does it stack up to, I guess, I mean, you've only played New Super Mario Bros. Wii,
recently.
right?
It's pretty much identical.
So I guess, yeah, how does it stack up to, I guess, the new Super Series and, I guess, to past 2D side-scrolling
So
Mario
it works
games?
like a handheld version of New Super Mario Bros. Wii.
Mm-hmm.
And so, it comes with its strengths and weaknesses, like nothing really unexpected there, I guess, is the main weakness.
Yeah.
The platform is just so tight, it's difficult to complain. I just wish there was a little more experimentation, I guess, if I could wish anything. If I could wish anything, sir.
Yeah, like, kind of more akin to what...
Like Galaxies or...
Super Mario World.
Yeah, or World, jeez. That would have been great.
Yeah, there's...
Everyone wishes the next Mario could be as ridiculous as Mario World was. But...
Wow.
Nice!
Owned.
But it's not gonna happen. I don't think. I don't know if we talked about this on the podcast, or if this was just in real life. Talking about how it's so impossible, like the Ocarina of Time jump. It's impossible to have a game that revolutionary.
Yeah, it's...
Hey, you be the boss, give me that.
You want me to get out of here first?
No.
It's,
Dude, you got like 7 minutes.
Alright, there you go.
Yeah. Wait, what are the controls?
B is jump,
I'm fine,
A is
I'm
shoot.
fine. I got this.
Yeah, it's difficult to live up to that golden standard, I think.
Well, and the main, like, jumping from 2D to 3D, it's so easy to see crazy, ridiculous improvements and stuff like that,
Yeah.
Whereas we don't have any changes like that.
Yeah.
In this day and age.
Not yet.
Maybe
maybe that
maybe there's
Oculus
something we're
thing.
not thinking of.
That Oculus thing, I think, is the only
have
thing
talked about
that...
this.
No, we've talked about that before, but I think that's the only thing that could really...
Be as huge.
That has the potential to be the 3D of the modern age.
Yeah. The modern age. Of the current
generation, yeah. Whatever. So, yeah. So I guess we can, move on to the news of the week. There wasn't a whole lot of real notable news.
Oh my gosh, I looked at the list of things to talk about!
Yeah, you might want to watch out for those.
You know what? Shut up.
I know, it's tough. We can't all be as good as I am, multitasking. So, yeah, KOTOR 2. Jeff was excited about this.
Yeah, most of the news this week is stuff I was excited about.
So
the top of the list, Knights of the Old Republic 2 is finally available on Steam, which means there's a way to get it.
Why did it take so long?
Current theory is LucasArts doesn't want to admit the game exists.
Really? Why?
Because it was rushed, so a lot of it was largely incomplete, and it was pretty much all LucasArts' fault, because they were like, we need it out for Christmas, and Obsidian was like, it's not done. And LucasArts was like, we don't care. Supposedly. Obviously, I don't work with either of those guys.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, it deals with a lot of stuff that's kind of like weird for Star Wars to deal with, like
yeah,
light side not necessarily being good side, things like that, which is what makes it my favorite Star Wars related game of all time.
It blurs kind of the morality.
Dude,
the lines of
totally
morality.
does.
That's a cool thing to see in a game, because in games, I mean, even like Mass Effect, there's clear good, there's clear
bad.
Yeah.
Reapers are bad.
And even in the decisions you make, it's like this is
the jerk move.
This is the Paragon move. This is the Renegade move.
Every once in a while, they'll slap you with something that's like, going Paragon meant more people died, but very rarely do they do that. That kills you.
Watch out for the piston. So that's pretty cool, and I don't know.
Yeah, it's on Steam. There's a huge fan-made patch that actually restores a lot of cut content. Which is awesome. Like, either through game files that they've found and they've reinserted into it, or even some things involving, Ridley, check this guy out. Even some things like things that were never voiced, but they could find dialogue, like script files for, so they had people record them, like professional voice actors, stuff like that. It's pretty interesting, and apparently it's even easier to install it on the Steam one than it is on the retail one. So,
that's nice. Yeah.
And it's only $10. Immediate buy for me. I didn't even wait for it to go on sale. That's how cool.
Oh, really? Nice. Yeah, I haven't played any of the KOTOR games. I've heard great things about them for a long time.
You really should play KOTOR 1 before you play KOTOR 2. Just
yeah.
There's a lot of stuff there.
Yeah, maybe someday. Not right now. I've got a lot of stuff.
Oh no, we lost all of our items.
Oh darn. That never happens in Metroid.
Various malfunction. Morph ball malfunction.
So yeah, and the Hitman voice is actually returning
Another thing I'm excited about.
Due to fan outcry.
Yeah, pretty much entirely.
Which is pretty cool. I mean, I don't know, it just seems like that's not something that happens lately.
So the guy who voices Agent 47, the main character of Hitman, the eponymous Hitman.
Yeah.
They didn't hire the main voice actor back to be him. Like, they hired a different guy. They recorded all of the dialogue, and apparently, due to fan outcry and other factors, they announced with 3 months until the game comes out that they're re-recording all the lines with him. Which
that's crazy.
Honestly, that one thing is making me go, okay, I'm gonna buy this game now. Because before it was like, this is weird. It's weird. It's not the same. Like Splinter Cell.
Yeah, that's something that's been bugging me since I heard about Blacklist, and you listen to the trailer and you're like, wait, what?
That's not Michael Ironside.
That's not Sam Fisher. Michael Ironside has a very unique voice.
Yeah.
And it's something that
he kind of does this weird thing with his ends and stuff. He has a unique voice.
It's very unique, and it's very gruff and manly, and the new guy, it's just he seems like nobody. It's just like an NPC. And
sounds like generic action hero.
And it's frustrating because he has such a notable voice and something. I mean, especially after how many games? 3, 4, 5 games?
5, yeah.
He's not dead. Michael Ironside's still around. There's no reason for you not to.
Well, so it was the motion capture artist, right?
They want somebody that can do the motion capture as well as the voice.
At the same time, presumably.
I don't think that.
Why?
There's no reason to do them at the same time, though. This is game design. It's not a movie. And I mean, that's what's frustrating. And I don't know, maybe if we cry enough, we can get Mike Ironside back. Because it's not that he didn't want to do it, it's just that they didn't hire him.
Yeah.
And that's what's frustrating.
Which was exactly the thing with Agent 47's voice. I'm sorry, I can't remember that guy's name. Look at the water droplets.
So beautiful.
It is.
This game... What frustrates me is that this game looks better than a lot of Wii games.
Even on the GameCube version.
And...
it's ridiculous. A lot of the textures were improved for this version, though.
And I mean, it's not that the Wii can't do good graphics. I mean, look at Super Mario Galaxy.
Oh, gotta scan everything, JD.
Galaxy looks amazing. The art design, and just the way everything looks, it's just
that
very
weird sand texture on everything. That
it's
modern Mario games have. That for some reason I really like.
Look, and it looks beautiful, and I believe it holds up to the HD consoles.
Yeah.
And maybe not everybody agrees with that. But
in a cartoony way, it does, though. For sure.
Yeah. And I think having playing Nintendo consoles and having an Xbox helps me to kind of get both worlds. But yeah, that's what frustrates me the most about some developers on the Wii, that they just don't seem to put the effort in to make a unique design or art style so that their game can look the best it can. But I digress. I can talk about this forever. Yeah. Okay, so this is kind of
the big one.
Kind of Square kind of shot themselves in the foot here.
I'm so... Okay, so you may recall, last week...
Flashback.
The Jeff was a little excited about something related to a originally Nintendo DS game, known as The World Ends With You, right? Mm-hmm. You may recall.
I do.
And there was a countdown on Square's site related to it. Like, undoubtedly related to it. And, well, the countdown ended Saturday night. And you know what it was? You know what it all was about? A freaking iOS port for iPad and iPhone.
2 different games. Well, not 2 different, but they cost different amounts for each.
Yeah. The iPhone one costs less.
Yeah, iPhone's 18, iPad is 20, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
And I haven't
that's
played...
all it is. It's slightly been changed. There's remixed music, which is awesome. Like, the music for... Okay, first of all, let's talk about The World Ends With You. We didn't really talk about it that much last time.
Yeah.
So, it's an RPG where you have 2 players in your party. One is your temporary companion, who resides on the top screen, and one is your main character, Neku, who resides on the bottom screen. And
nice.
You go into combat almost always voluntarily. Like, you have to specifically say, I want to attack this. And for combat, Neku uses these things called pins. Neku? There we go.
Neko, I believe is how it's pronounced.
There's a U.
Neka.
He uses pins, which level up and you earn them and can buy them and things like that. They all have different abilities that are all related to touching the DS. Oh, lore.
So much
We've read it all.
crap to scan.
It's just so satisfying.
Always
to
forget
scan.
something.
And then the companion on the top, you control using the D-pad. And the various companions you get all have different attack modes. Like, one of them you want to try to match up, like, different combos to match cards. Well, they all have to do with cards. But anyway, it's very frantic, and if you become good at it, it's kind of awesome, like, to watch other people do it who are good, because just their fingers are moving so fast, you have no idea what's going on. They have the perfect pin setup, and pins level up and gain experience and evolve. It's very interesting. The combat system is amazing. I'm going in circles.
What you doing?
Going in circles, JD.
You should blow up that door.
I don't have missiles.
That's right.
And the iOS port gets rid of the dual screen mechanic. The companion just becomes a pin that you touch and turn on every once in a while.
Lame.
The music's great, though. It's and the story is ridiculously complicated in the way only Square can do. Neku wakes up after having died and finds out that he's in a game for his life, like to get his life back. And he has to complete like 7 challenges or something like that. I think it's 7 days. So, it's really cool. Highly suggest.
So yeah, I guess the big question surrounding this is, I mean, does this like live up to the...
I can't turn into a ball.
Does this live up to what the original did?
The big question is, well, yeah.
Can it, because of the platform that it's currently residing on?
No, the big question is, I already forgot what the big question is. Dang it.
Then how big of a question could it have been?
Shut up. It was a big question. Big question is, why did Square think this was such a huge thing?
Yeah,
that's
that
the big
too.
Question. Oh, we have a countdown timer. Huge
they
announcement.
made a big deal out of this.
They made a very big deal out of it.
Anytime you put a countdown on your site, you're saying this is
There's something big enough that you need to look forward to it all week.
This is notable, and you should need to pay attention.
And
now
all it is a port for iPhone. And I mean,
they got everybody's attention.
Some slightly changed features. Excuse me. It's not that interesting, in our opinion.
It just... iPhone games are good for wasting some time while you're waiting for your oil to get changed, or...
the bus.
Yeah, or for the bus, or whatever. But I mean, if you're going to be waiting for an extended period of time, you're going to want an actual game. And... buttons are so much better than just a touchscreen.
Yeah.
I mean, iPhone games have their place, and I like
know
them
your place.
Yeah, exactly. I like them for what they are. I mean, the only game that I really play on my iPhone is Angry Birds every now and again, and I even haven't played that for a few months.
Yeah. So it's strange that they would put a full game, like a game that took me like 30 hours or so to beat.
Yeah.
Maybe more.
And it's an $18 game, an iPhone game. That's a lot of money to ask.
Like, yeah. We were talking earlier about this, and basically what we said is, for a game of this quality, it's not that much.
No. That's cheap.
But for an iPhone game, it's a lot.
For people that are used to spending $1, maybe $2.50 on a game, I mean, $18
and I mean,
is
it's
a lot.
the price alone makes you think, or brings about the begged question of if that platform is even a good platform for a game like that.
Yeah.
Wasps. Poison.
And we don't believe that this is the correct place for it.
Yeah.
And $18 is too
neither
much to
does
ask.
almost anyone else on the internet, to be honest.
And $18 is just too much to ask iPhone users for a game.
Even for a really awesome, high-quality game that anyone who owns a DS should borrow, rent, or buy.
Most of the consumers of the iPhone probably don't play portable games.
Like that.
And so they're going to look at that and be like, $18 when I can just buy Angry Birds 19 for $1.
Yeah.
So
19. Space.
Yeah, whatever
I'm in space.
They're up to now.
I'm in space.
And I mean, Angry Birds is fun.
Oh yeah, right.
But you know, whatever. That's our 2 cents.
I forgot about this one. A what?
So today, Nintendo has a Nintendo Direct.
Today
conference.
meaning Wednesday.
Yes.
29th.
It's, I believe, 8 o'clock Japanese time, so it should be, I don't know.
2-ish? I think
no,
2. I think it's 6
afternoon.
hours. 2 postal Pacific time.
So sometime this afternoon. If you're listening to this after that, then it's already happened.
Yeah.
I hope it was good.
Our theory is what? It's going to be about the 3DS?
I think so. I don't know if they specifically said that or not, but they said that it's not going to be about the Wii U. So, I mean, by extension, it's going to be...
They normally don't pull switcheroos either.
No. Not like that, at least. So, you know, they'll probably be talking about, you know, just releases and stuff. But this is only for Japan, though. So, it's not official.
It's not even games that are even necessarily being ported to the...
Right, so it's not official for us,
Why did I do that?
which is frustrating because I really would like to hear about Animal Crossing 3DS. I really want to know what the deal is.
What's the deal?
When it's actually going to come out here. I mean, they haven't talked about it for like a year.
That'd be funny if they then did talk about The World Ends With You too.
Yeah.
Yeah, get out of the way.
So, yeah, if they do talk about, man, maybe they are making a version of it on the 3DS. That'd be cool.
Oh, speaking of The World Ends With You.
We just talked about this.
Look, I'm still talking about it. I only just had it pointed out to me this weekend that it's the only non-Disney, non-Final Fantasy game to be in Kingdom Hearts. Never had that pointed out to me. And it's because the same team worked on it, apparently. I had no idea about that either.
Huh.
Yeah. What do you know, huh?
Intriguing.
Anyway, back to whatever boring stuff you were talking about. I'm fighting wasps.
I talk about awesome
They might be
stuff.
hornets.
They're waspy hornets. Or horny wasps. There's your comedy for the day.
Today's episode brought to you from botanists, entomologists.
Yeah, I think that's it. Something like that. We're not either of those things.
No, neither.
So yeah, Nintendo Direct. Check it out. We'll probably talk about it next week. More if it's something more interesting.
I hate wasp things.
And then Nintendo's got their... I think we talked about that before, about their conference next month. I think it's in like 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah,
about the Wii U
Yeah,
extravaganza.
they have a real one.
I'm sure that's going to be, all of their release dates, their release games, their cost, and all that jazz. The current leak, I believe, or thought, is that it's going to be coming out November 18th, which is basically 6 years after the Wii release, which was on November 19th.
Exactly. Oh, not exactly.
It was well, it basically is because the days shift.
The days.
But yeah, it was November 19th of 2006 when the Wii came out. So I'm hoping to get it when it comes out. I think GameStop's taking pre-orders now.
Yeah, GameStop likes pre-ordering anything they could possibly pre-order.
Yeah, I didn't know you could pre-order consoles though, because I went and waited in line.
They pre-order consoles all the time, dude.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I just went and waited in line at Walmart.
Yeah.
For the Wii.
I did at Target.
Yeah, it was fun. I like, whatever. But I mean, if I can pre-order it and not have to worry about that, then that'd be sweet. But hopefully there won't be as bad a shortage this time around. But
yeah, jeez. Well, I
companies,
don't think even Nintendo were expecting that.
Companies do like to short their production purposely to create demand, which makes sense. It creates buzz. But whatever. More on that as we get the news.
Wasps. Come on.
So
Please
that's
tell me. Thank you.
About it for...
Here you go.
That's about it for the news. So we can kind of move on to our own little
we have a couple
bits of info.
We have several bits and pieces. That we're British for.
We're British for them.
So first of all, let's talk about something that's almost old news by now. With the speed of the internet and all. It's been like 2 weeks since this was a big thing. Borderlands 2 is coming out, as you're probably aware because we talk about it all the time. And there was kind of a big thing when one of the guys working on it talked about the DLC character, the Necromancer, which is a cute girl who apparently makes robots. And he talked about how she has a skill tree that he referred to as girlfriend mode. Which
casual mode.
Translated to casuals mode. Like people who aren't aware, who aren't familiar with games, don't have as much time to invest in it, just makes it easier for them to pick up the game and play with the more hardcore gamers. You can't go down there, you don't have a ball.
Dumb. Forgot.
And there was, as you may expect, a bit of an uproar. Because
girls
obviously
like games
he's
too.
Obviously he's implying girlfriends tend to not know games or how to play them, which is an erroneous statement. We can accept that.
It's not universally
everyone
true.
Can. It's not universally true. It is a little demeaning to imply girlfriends, calling it girlfriend mode. It'd be like calling it
boyfriend mode,
or
something.
Like white people's only mode.
Yeah. Yeah.
Honestly, could be taken as a horribly offensive statement.
Yeah.
And, caused a bit of a uproar. So, what do we think about that? Basically, let's just cut through all of it.
I don't think he did not mean it.
So,
that way.
the main problem is he didn't mean it in any sort of way. Did we go down there? We
Nope,
did
not
not.
yet.
You should go down there. And the name came about because that's what people called Super Mario Galaxy, the Starbits mode. They called it girlfriend mode. It's
Nintendo
the casual
didn't,
person
it
who wants to
was
help
just,
out. It was a fan name.
Yeah.
And in terms of it being called that in the business, is definitely true. But should it be? And the obvious answer is, well, if it's offensive, it shouldn't be
Yeah.
It shouldn't be the standard one.
I mean, the world today, it's a funny place. Because, there's this, big thing about being politically correct about everything. And, there is a place for it, definitely. And, you don't want to go out of your way to offend people. But, that wasn't what he was trying to say.
Yeah.
And so,
should blow it up with a
Should he have said it like that? Probably not. And it shouldn't be, known as that.
Yeah.
It should be known as casual mode, because that's what it is. It's for people that don't play games. And that isn't just for women, because women play games too, believe it or not. And so...
I mean, I don't know any that do, but...
Yeah. Whoa.
Oh, that wasn't a good joke.
But yeah, so, I mean...
But it brings about a big thing of how sexist gaming is. It really brought about this whole discussion in a lot of places. The most, big example, Dead or Alive, Yeah.
A lot of fighting games in general.
Yeah, fighting games in general tend to have extremely sexualized women. And, there was a huge scandal a year ago, how in the fighting Major League circuit, about how, horribly gender-biased, insults were being thrown around, and there was a girl team in it, and they were all being extremely harassed just because of their gender. And when questioned about it, the people who were doing it were like, well, that's just part of the culture, you don't understand.
No,
and so this is
right.
bringing about all these things like, can sexism be a viable part of a culture?
It shouldn't be. And I think that's
where these discussions are coming from.
That's the thing. It should not be.
Yeah.
I mean,
and if we have the ability to stop it, then why don't we?
Yeah. I mean, there's going to be people like that always. They're about anything.
Yeah.
And it's just not something that you're probably ever going to completely eradicate.
Yeah.
But it's something that you can...
we can all work together to stop these kind of things. And it's something that's obviously offensive.
Yeah. Well, yeah, or we wouldn't be talking about it.
Yeah. It's not something where it's like, oh, 2 people were offended by this. It offends, it is blatantly saying that a majority of well, not a majority, of a large percentage of these people aren't real gamers.
Right.
It obviously implies that. So.
And that's not right.
And that's terrible. So anyway, yeah. Ha! Good. Look at us, JDs. We're making bonds and breaking strides.
It's true. We're making strides.
We just made the world a better place.
It's true.
Just by talking about it.
And now you know.
And knowing is half the battle.
The more you know, the more you don't know.
What?
Wait, that's not it.
Boss battle.
You'll get caught up in the...
If you're just listening, JD's now fighting a gigantic beetle with a big red butt.
No. It's like a stag beetle, only ginormous.
Quick, scan it! Scan it! Yes! So let's see, what do we got next?
Game scores.
Game scores.
Or do you want to talk about XCOM?
Yeah, let's talk about XCOM a bit. So, a long, long time ago, this tiny company called Microprose made a game called XCOM, Enemy Unknown. And what it was a UFO, basically a UFO chasing game, where you would build up a base, and there's a little base building mechanic. You would hire and train people, and when hostile UFOs were spotted around the world, and based off of your bases and your radar, and you picked where the bases went on the globe, you could chase them down with your interceptors, shoot them down, and then send in a transport of your military units to take them out. Or capture them. You can and once you're there, it turns into this tactical map where you play out very intense, frightening for 10-year-old Jeff missions, where you try to find out where the aliens are, who, if they're controlling humans, and try to capture them alive if you can, because then you can do research on them, which helps you make more weapons and things like that. Super deep, very complicated, extremely difficult game, legendarily difficult game. And they're remaking it. It was announced a year ago that...
Yeah, I haven't heard anything about it until I saw a commercial.
It's a really old game. You probably haven't heard about it if you've only been playing PC games, for the past 15 years. It was a DOS game. And there have been a number of sequels, but they've been more of a niche market. They haven't really hit it off as much as the original one did. And originally, an FPS was announced at last E3, and a lot of people were upset because it looked like it had almost nothing to do with XCOM. Need a bomb.
Yep.
Like, it looked kind of campy, set in the 50s. Really weird. But then, the people who make Civilization were like, oh, don't worry, we're remaking the original game as a tactical, base building, train up your people game, and the fandom rejoiced. And trailers are now out for it, which is what made us think of this when we were watching Hulu. One of the few Hulu commercials, by the way, that hasn't made me say, oh, that looks boring.
Yeah.
Seriously, every single commercial for a game or a show on Hulu just makes me yawn.
Yeah.
I think there. Yeah, go up there. But yeah, I'm very excited about it. It looks really cool. It looks like they're sticking really well to the inspiration, and I'm excited about it. I love deep games like that. Like, mostly, I love games where they want you to capture things so you can do research on them for some reason. Just that kind of aspect makes
That's why you
me
like the scanning in this game.
Yeah. Even though it doesn't give you... Or in BioShock, where, you know, you could take pictures of things, and then that would give you bonuses.
Yeah.
I just love mechanics like that. I just think they're so delicious.
It is nice. I do like, you know, just little things that change the gameplay.
Whereas in XCOM, that is half the gameplay. If you don't do that, the aliens' tech will start outstripping your own, and you can quickly end up getting completely screwed.
So it's an RTS?
No, it's not real time. It is turn-based. The way the original one was, each person in your team had a specific amount of, like, exhaustion units, which was pretty much energy. So they could use it for moving, for crouching, for turning, or for shooting. If they had more energy, they could make a more accurate shot, that kind of thing. And I guess the new one, it's not grid-based, but it works pretty much exactly like that. Which is really cool. I watched some gameplay and it was difficult to see what was going on because I didn't have much time.
Okay, so it's like Advance Wars, kind of?
Yeah, like
Fire Emblem.
Definitely like Fire Emblem. Because if the people die, they're dead.
Oh, okay.
You have to recruit new ones, and train them from square one. It is an unforgiving game. The first one, especially. Funny thing about the first one is, I guess, people complained it was too easy, and.
Really?
Well, no, there was a glitch that made it no matter what difficulty you picked, it was always set to the easiest mode.
Oh, really?
Which was still really, really hard. And the makers were like, oh, okay. So for the sequel, or the makers heard the complaints and were like, oh, we'll fix it. So for the sequel, which was pretty much the exact same thing, but with underwater aliens now, it was called Terror from the Deep. For that one, they bumped up the difficulty, made it so you could change the difficulty, but accidentally made it so everything was always the hardest difficulty.
Oh, that's good.
Yes. And they made the hardest
Shut them
difficulty
up.
even harder.
Shut up the haters.
So, yeah, I'm very looking forward to it. As a huge fan of the original. Should be really cool.
Cool.
I think it's called XCOM Enemy Unknown, actually, and the FPS is just called XCOM. And I'm pretty sure they're unrelated. So
that leads us into our final topic of the day.
Which is?
That is about just review scores.
It's a hotly debated topic among critics of all types.
Yeah.
Movies, video games, books, and it's, what's a proper way to be able to break down a review?
Yeah.
Just for easy consumption.
And especially in the game industry today, where a 9 is considered like, okay, you can buy it. Like, this, you should buy it if it's a 9. And if it's anything under a 9, then...
think about it.
Yeah.
Real hard. And if it's below a 6, probably don't.
Yeah. Even if it's like a 7, it means it's mediocre.
Yeah. It's, rank inflation really. Oh, you need to go around scanning those things. Remember?
Yep.
It's a real problem. I think we. How did we start? What made us talk about this?
Well,
we
okay.
were talking about Metacritic, weren't we?
I saw there's a review on IGN for Darksiders 2.
Right.
And the reviewer Audrey gave it a 7.5, which isn't a bad score.
No, really.
And in IGN's
Defense?
scale, they a 7.5 is said to be good.
Yeah,
it's a good game.
5 is you may love it or you may hate it.
Yeah.
Right.
And something like that. I think it's like mediocre or something like that.
I think you're missing one. Way back.
Yeah. 1 second. I have to shoot this tentacle. But yeah, so it got a 7.5, and which created a lot of outcry from people that liked the game. And they said some pretty mean comments to her.
Very sexist ones.
Yeah, very sexist, yeah.
Like horribly.
It's just like, okay, guys, yeah, they're like, just about how she can't play games, and how because she's the Nintendo, one of the Nintendo people.
Which is fun.
Which is
funny. Darksiders didn't come out for any Nintendo consoles, did it?
Not yet. It will be for the Wii U.
Oh yeah. That's funny.
But yeah, they just kind of allocate games differently, just based on
who's available.
Yeah, basically, they only have 2 people working on the Nintendo side of things. But anyways, so it's just interesting to me that people got so upset over that, and it's like, dude, if you liked the game, then buy it. Like, quit crying and just buy the game. You know you're gonna like it, so what's the big deal?
It's way back toward the beginning.
And that's just where
that's what's funny about it.
Yeah.
But I mean, which brought us some, like, this has been pointed out to gamers so many times. Is it over there, like in the sewer area? Yeah, there is.
There is.
That review scores, a 5 means it's okay. Below 5 means, like, start avoiding it. Above 5 means some people will probably like it.
And the problem with reviews...
Really, think of review scores as probability you'll like it. If it's a 10, every single person will like it.
Yeah, most likely. There's always somebody that's gonna,
if it's the type of judging from the... That's the problem.
That's the problem with scores, because lots of people just look at the score. And, I know I've been guilty of it before, too. And where you just go and look to check out the score and be like, oh, well, all right. And then you don't read anything. And that you're kind of missing the point. Because you need to read everything that the reviewer has to say to really get a sense of what they feel about the game.
If you don't like real-time strategy games, even if it has a 10, you're still not going to like the game. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
it's,
you need a brimstone. Silly Metroidvania games. So yeah, basically. I mean, and there are some game sites and review companies and things that don't even do scores. Rock, Paper, Shotgun doesn't do scores. They say, read the entire review, make up your mind. Which, honestly,
that's a good way
it's a good system because people are so illogical about it.
Yeah.
And, we don't give scores unless, I guess we do, just depending on our mood.
Yeah.
I think I said New Super Mario Bros. Is like a 7 or something like that, maybe an 8.
Yeah, I think, I don't know if we ever
they're so meaningless. The numbers are pretty much only relevant to the person giving them out.
It's true, yeah. This is my mood about this game.
Yeah. Pretty much anything is entirely up to the player. So scores are really, in the end, pointless. You shouldn't care about them. And you definitely shouldn't care if someone else doesn't like them.
Yeah, but people do.
There's a famous picture on the internet of a really angry-looking 7-year-old saying, "Stop liking what I don't like." And this is really the opposite. Well, no, it's the same thing. But stop liking what I don't like, or stop not liking what I do like. And if you like the game,
then play it.
You feel the reviewer was unfair about a few points, like the combat isn't horrible, whatever, or don't complain about the FOV being too narrow because there's an option to change it.
Yeah.
Then you should politely inform them, and other people will probably listen, and then you will be more helpful to the game. If normally people do it because they want to be supportive of the game they like.
Yeah.
They want more games to like that game.
Oh yeah,
made.
definitely.
But being angry about it and definitely using sexist slurs is just a horrible way.
It's just like that's what gives gamers a bad name.
That's what gives them a bad name, and it hurts your cause.
Yeah, oh yeah, big time. It's like why am I going to listen to somebody that's being
you should definitely scan those
about it?
Whatever they're called, bats, while they're sitting still. Armor bats?
I forget.
Shriek bats. I can't remember what civil rights activist it was that made such a huge point about if you want people to oh god. Too much Smash Bros. If you want people to listen to you, be eloquent and calm.
Yeah, that's whenever I try to.
Every civil rights activist has said that.
Whenever I want to comment on something, or it's best to go about it in a smart,
reasonable
calm
manner.
Yeah.
No one's going to listen to you if you're screaming.
No.
Except for moms who have 3-year-old children and are used to that.
Yeah.
Because they play video games too.
Yeah. So
basically, scoring's dumb, you're dumb, everyone's dumb.
Yeah. Scoring systems are arbitrary. Don't get your panties in a twist if you're...
Oh my gosh!
If your game...
What is my problem?
Jeff can't play.
Shut up, you can't play.
Yeah, but don't get upset about a game that you like getting a bad review. Because if you like it, then play it. It doesn't matter. And, if you feel that an aspect of that review was misinformed or... there was a problem with whatever they were doing, then let them know, but in a calm, intelligent manner.
Reviewers aren't automatically better than you just because they review games for a living.
Yeah.
Necessarily.
They can make mistakes.
Yeah. But you might also have to think that they may be less biased than you are.
True. That's also true.
It swings both ways. They can be more biased. They can be more biased than you, and you may be way more biased than them. People are people.
It's true. They are.
What a conclusion for us to make. Look, we just solved wars.
Years.
Just war in general.
Yeah.
We have an amazing podcast, JD.
It's true.
While playing Metroid Prime.
People listen to us, Jeff. We are the people's voice. That's what we should call ourselves.
The people's voice.
We are the people's voice.
So anyway, I guess final note, I'm going to PAX in like 2 days. I'm very excited about it. I lost my badges, but I'm going to get it anyway.
Badges? We don't need no stinking badges!
Yes. Treasure of Sierra Madre.
Also in Blazing Saddles.
Yeah.
But they took it from...
Treasure of... It might not be Sierra Madre. I think that's the place in Fallout, actually.
They took it from somewhere.
Oh, I beat the Old World Blues DLC for Fallout New Vegas.
Oh, yeah?
And it is funny.
Was it? Was it funny?
It was funny.
That's good.
Ah!
Yeah, it's fire.
Burning!
That's definitely fire. Ruh-roh.
Okay, I know these wasps are unique wasps. This stupid game.
So let us know what you think of the video gameplay cast. It's just something we thought we'd try out.
I was going to talk more about PAX. Yeah, so I'm going to PAX. I'm going to be heading around, handing out Press Start to Start merch. My business cards, really.
With his beautiful animated face on it.
If you recognize me or see one of those things, definitely give us a shout out. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
For our 2 listeners out there.
Yeah. Trying to make a name for ourselves, doing what we can for you, the people.
You are the people.
Yes. You are the people, and we are your choice.
And we make it happen.
And your voice.
Nice. Choice voice.
Yes. We are the choicest voice.
Gosh, I love this game.
Choicest voices.
Look at the detail going on here.
It's pretty awesome.
Look at all this stuff.
Retro Studios.
We don't know whose idea it was to release the Wii thing, but seriously, it's amazing.
Yeah, this is definitely Wii FPS done right, and just the control.
It's funny how no other Wii FPSs really did get it right.
No, not really. I mean, I thought that the Conduit was going to be that definitive FPS, and after playing it for the first time, I thought it was, but then I started to think about it more, and the more I played it and everything, and it just like the problem with Wii Remote first-person shooter control.
Wow, it's getting dark down here.
Is just the fact. Can you see us? It's just the fact that your reticule is always moving, as you can see in this game. And
did you know you could do this?
Yeah, in Corruption you could do that.
No, you couldn't.
Yeah, you could.
Could you?
Mm-hmm. You shut your mouth. But yeah, your reticule is always moving, so you need to move the reticule to a certain spot in your, dead zone or whatever it's called.
Right.
Your, the square that in the middle that states whether or not you're going to start turning. And it gives you a less precise control over when you're turning, and whether you're continuing to turn or whether you're going to stop turning, and it's really difficult because you want to have fast turn speed, but you also want to be able to sit still and shoot somebody and aim steadily when you need to. Like
the lock-on feature that this has.
That's why the lock-on feature is really great in this, and they did have a lock-on feature in the Conduit as well, but that's not. You don't want that for multiplayer. Because then
it's cheap.
Yeah, cause there's a pistol in the first game. I don't know I haven't played the second game.
Oh yeah, there's a second one.
But apparently it's good.
I mean, has anyone ever really wanted to do so far to go so as to do more look like?
What? Did you say a sentence there? Was that like fully formed? I don't know what you just said.
It's just Conduit humor.
Yeah, don't die, Lloyd.
Why do I keep bawling when I mean to jump?
You're just a balla.
I'm a shock collar. Alright.
What was I saying? Oh, yeah. So, the lock-on feature. So, there's a pistol in the first game. You lock on, you give them a couple headshots, and they're dead. Every time. Freaking 20 kills. No, nobody did anything to me. And, you just sit around, you walk around, boom, 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 you're dead. And that's not a good way to run a multiplayer. Because, that and also that it just got hacked hardcore.
It's funny, I forget the Wii even can be hacked.
It got hacked so hard. Like, there's people
What's this?
shot or machine gunning rockets across the map. It was so...
Really? Wow.
It was bad.
Like no anti-cheating measures, huh?
Really bad. And
just
frustrating.
Flying through the... Son of a... I'm good at jumping puzzles.
Yeah, platforming.
It's funny because I love Mirror's Edge, which everyone complained about having really hard platforming. You need to play that.
I know. I have that now. Jeff got it for me.
I bought it for him. We're buds.
And I also got Alan Wake, which I want to try out on the PC since I've got this fancy new computer.
Wait, wasn't I?
Yeah, you messed up.
What am
The time ran out.
Oh, it's a timed one.
Yeah.
Was there a bonging that I just completely missed?
Yeah, you didn't hear it? It was beeping and
Son
stuff.
of a gun! I hate everything.
It was all beeping and shiz.
Well, our time's about running out here, peeps.
Yeah, is there anything else we wanted to talk about?
I'm gonna finish this puzzle.
Like Metroid Prime or anything?
Maybe we should talk about Metroid Prime a little.
Maybe we should.
It's great.
It is great. If you haven't played this game, shame on you.
The exploration is top-notch. The level design is amazing.
Oh, and the reason that the reason that the first-person shooter control works for this game on the Wii is because it doesn't require quick movement and quick, precise movement, and because you can have the lock-on feature and everything, and it doesn't break the game.
Come on.
Yes! And so that's why when I first played Metroid Prime 3 with the first-person shooter control, I was really excited for it, and I was like, man, this is what, the future of first-person shooter control for consoles, can be. And, at the time, it seemed right. And now...
It's just a magic no other game replicated.
It's just like, well, you can't... just because the...
Not even its own sequel.
The competitiveness of... The competitiveness of online multiplayer just isn't a good
What?
Isn't a good arena for the Wii Remote.
Also, you want to know something cool? You see those bars up at the top there?
Mm-hmm.
That's the battery life on my Wiimote.
What?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
Where?
Hold on a sec.
Upper left?
Upper, at the top of the helm. Right up there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's how much battery's in my remote.
4 bars or whatever?
4.5.
That's pretty sweet.
Right?
That's ingenious.
The first time my battery was dying and that started flashing red, I was like, ugh.
Sweet Lord. You guys are awesome.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. That's a good way to not break the immersiveness of this game, which is... That's why the third game was great, but just
You broke the immersive a lot.
You didn't feel... You've always felt like you were playing a game, and you were always getting talked at by this stupid voice.
Those stupid giant brains.
I think you were already here.
No, I was. That was just a bonus area. I got a fuel cell deal.
But yeah, you were always getting talked at, and it's just like, this isn't what Metroid's about. Metroid's about being alone and being like the only living thing that's not crazy and trying to kill you on the planet.
Pretty much.
And I mean, you're just on these abandoned planets, these planets that have had crazy, crappy things happening to them. You know, just
dude, the planet
races
in
being
2
destroyed.
is just horrible. It's horrible what happened to the planet in 2.
Yeah. And yeah,
I mean, and what happened to this planet?
It's just unfortunate.
Like Phazon, dude.
Yeah.
Phazon. It does stuff.
Bad things.
Put it in tubes. Tubes.
Those space pirates, man,
they love tubes.
Yeah.
And steam.
They're resourceful. I'll give them that. They do like.
What if we make a jetpack out of Metroids?
They do like doing science and whatnot.
I wish this game was originally gonna have jetpacking Metroid, like space pirates who use Metroids as a jetpack, which is something space pirates would do. Basically,
they do some crazy stuff with Metroids, and some of their experiments are like, you read the scanning, and it's like, this person was crushed to death because they tried to replicate the morph ball mode. And you're just like, sweet lord, these people are insane.
This game just gave so much personality to the space pirates.
Yeah, there's so much like mythos and everything that you're just able to.
Yeah, totally went entrapment on that.
Yeah,
see
just
that?
Being able to.
Just like I was. What's her name?
Yeah,
Catherine
only
Jones.
She didn't get hit by the lasers. I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty she did.
Yeah, I love just how that's what makes the game so immersive, is all the scanning you can do. And
all of the lore you can find.
Yeah, there's so much there to be had.
Huh.
Something awesome.
Bonus.
You can blow up that.
Oh.
Can you blow up that wall? Sweet. I wasn't sure if you needed the charge beam combo or not.
Well, there's
spider tracks.
Yeah, there's spider tracks in here.
Merp, merp.
Well, gang, we're gonna have to call it, probably.
Yeah, let us know.
We'd love to keep talking to you about this game that we're playing, but I'm sure that's boring the podcast. You can shut it off.
Yeah, please let us know like what you think about this. This is just something we're trying out.
We might do it more if you think it's fun.
Do you want to see more Metroid? Do you want to see us play something else? You know, we don't need to keep
we had
playing
a lot
the
of
same
stuff that we were considering playing. We were thinking of just picking something random off of Xbox Live, even.
Yeah. Could play a little Zelda, Ocarina of Time, or something.
Something multiplayer.
Something multiplayer. You know, it's not something too crazy. We're not trying to make it a let's play. It's just kind of a
something to watch if you wanna.
Yeah, something to keep your mind going and your eyes busy.
Thanks, Professor JD.
Yep.
Professor Professorson.
Professorson. That is, if I see you at all. Whatever he says. Yeah, it's just something we're trying out.
Would but this were a time desk.
Were this hoodie a time hoodie?
Alright, guys.
Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, we'll talk to you next week about a plethora of things happening in the video game industry.
Yep.
I'll give you some recaps on PAX. I'm planning on uploading some videos about it. So
maybe I'll have some stuff on PressStartToStart.com. Maybe you can update a little blog or something.
No.
Or a
too difficult.
video, a vlog.
But for now,
guess it's that time, isn't it, Jeff?
You know what to do.
It's time to press it.
Press end to end.
Dark.
Darkness.